Hey guys, Lord Nesu here, and today we're going to be doing part 3 of What If Deku what was a Force user. And last we left off was basically Suku landing after he killed Overhaul, with basically no one going to know about him killing Overhaul. And Eri already starting to think Suku as a father figure. And yeah, people are gonna suspect him, like Nada and All Might, because he's still a dick. And yeah, and Suku's. This was the time Suku like. We're gonna do a flashback because originally Suku never wanted to become a hero, but pretty much a week before Inko died, she made Suku promise her that he has to go to the hero school for 1 to 2 years, then he can leave the school. And yeah, that's literally the only reason why Izuku did that. And yeah, Reven knows that's the reason why he did this as well. So yeah, he doesn't yeah, so Reven thinks that it's a good reason to do it. And yeah, then a day after he did that, no, I'm gonna say later that day, he was at UA with Eri, because yeah, anytime they try to take Eri from him, she would just pretty much just cling it to him, just hold on to him as hard as he can, and well, as hard as she can. And yeah, so she would just stop it. Yeah, and I'm gonna say this would be the police and some of the heroes. And yeah, after 2 times, she would just say, "Stop it! It's clearly not gonna work for you to get her away from me. So you may as well stop." And yeah, so they left her alone. So yeah, then hours later, Suku's at his home. Well, actually, no. Hours later, he's at UA, just walking around with Eri on in his arm, in one of his arms, and he's just holding her with one arm. And yeah, turned everyone's who's this? But yeah, Suku ain't gonna tell anyone who she is. No one that hasn't heard of Eri will find out, unless those people tell the other people. So yeah. Yeah, then and Suku goes straight to Nezu's office. And Suku would knock on the door, and yeah, Nezu come in, and then Suku would just open the door with Eri in his arms, and yeah, Nezu was what do you need? And yeah, Suku was I'd like to drop her out of the hero school. And yeah, Nezu would be very shocked and be what, why? And yeah, Suku would just say, I only joined the hero school because of my last promise to my mother. To my very last promise I ever gave to my mother. And yeah, Nezu's kind of curious and be like, what? What do you mean by last promise? And yeah, he would just, he would just say it. The last, the last promise. I was the very last promise the very last promise before she died. And yeah, and Nezu would ask, what was that promise? And yeah, she would just say it. To be, to at least be a hero for a year or two, and I can drop out if I wish to. And I wish to, so I'm dropping out. And Nezu would like, well, you miss your friends? And yeah, she would like, have you ever seen me interact with the other people as friends? And yeah, Nezu has never seen Suku done that, and yeah, Nezu like, okay, that it'll take us a week or two, a few days for you to be able to draw, and yeah, she was like, until then, I'll still attend the class. I'll be while I'm waiting for that. When while I'm waiting to be able to drop out, I'll be still attending classes until that day comes. Just tell me when that day comes, and you'll no longer see me at this school. And yeah, Shuku would just like, have a good day, and Shuku would leave the room, and yeah, Nezu would have a sad face on his look, because yeah, this kid has lost his mother, and he's literally only onto this here school to begin with for his mother's because of his mother. And yeah, Nezu wants to allowing him to, well, yeah, either way, someone could drop out, so yeah. And he's allowing Izuku because, yeah, why the hell not? Yeah, then we're gonna skip, like, when Izuku gets out of the school with Eri. And yeah, she would go to a courthouse. And yeah, Eri would be awake by now, and yeah, Eri would just be like, and yeah. Actually, when he walks out of the school ground, once he walks out of school grounds, Eri wakes up, and yeah. And she would be like, what are you doing? And yeah, she would just be like, I have a question for you, Eri. And yeah, she's like, yes. And it's like, do you want me to be your papa? And yeah, she would be like, she would like, yes. No, she would be like, yes. Well, pretty much in her type of voice, she would say yes. And yeah, in a like excited, and yeah, she would be like, okay, but first we're gonna have to get some adoption papers. And yeah, and she would go to the place to get adoption papers. And I'm gonna say it's Suku gets the adoption papers a day before Nezu got everything in order for Izuku to be able to drop out. Izuku finally gets something. Yeah, then Suku would just be like, okay, Eri, do you know how to write? And yeah, she's like, no. And yeah, he'd be like, okay, I'll teach you real quick. And yeah, he would teach her how to write, and she's like, and yeah, she'd be like, right now, and she was like, could you please sign your name on the papers, please, so we can make this legal. And yeah, she's like, okay. And yeah, she would write her names on it where she would need to, and yeah, then she would put his signature on it where it needs to go. Yeah, then Izuku on that day, and yeah, and Aizawa, pretty much most of the teachers know that Izuku is dropping out, but none of the students do. And yeah. And yeah. Walker was saddened by Inko's death, but he never knew that Izuku and her made one last promise before she died. And yeah, Walker was gonna learn of it the moment Izuku finally was able to drop out, which is gonna be the next day. And yeah, when that school day ends, Izuku grabs the adoption papers and goes to a courthouse. And he finally gets to and once he gets to a courthouse, he basically does what he would need to do show the adoption papers to the courthouse, and yeah, they would ask Harry if she has any family, and she would shake her head as no. And yeah, a few hours later, Izuku is now legally Harry's guardian. Yeah, and so yeah. So yeah, and then the next, then Izuku and Eri go home to his house, and for the dorms, Izuku never allowed himself to go there because he does not care about this. He does not care. He knows he's a lot safer at his home than he is at the dorms. So yeah, and so he takes Eri home with him, and Eri's like, "Whoa, big house," and she was like, "Yes," but Eri soon enough will be leaving, and she's like, "Oh, okay," and and I'm gonna say it. Suku's discovered a new force power for people that's. Wait, no. He hasn't. No, he didn't discover any new force powers. So, yeah. And this would be the ones he has. And for the ones that don't have a C in them for force, just imagine there's a C there. So, yeah. Suku would have all these powers for the force. So yeah, and Suku would give Eri. This is what Suku's Jedi outfit that he'll look like when he's outside of the planet Earth, and this is what Eri's outfit is gonna be. And hold on a second. Yeah, so remember, this is what Eri looks like, but she'll have this on. And Suku would that will be a few days. He will give her that outfit when he's done making it. which will be in a week or two. Yeah. So yeah, the next day, later, a little bit later, Suku gives her a bath, brings her some food, and allows her to go to sleep. And yeah. And she falls asleep on the couch. And yeah, she fell asleep on the couch, so we just pick her up and place her onto. Give me a second. Yeah, okay, so just imagine Coda ain't there. That's what basically. That's basically where how Eri would be sleeping. So yeah. Sorry with that pause. Anyway, I think I was at. I did Eri waking up, and then them going to the school, and yeah, everybody asking about the little girl, and all Zuko says is, all you need to know is that she's my legal daughter. And yeah, pretty much the girls will be like, oh, that's cute. And yeah, the guys will be like, how the hell did you do that? And yeah, she could just be like, adoption papers, what else? And yeah, they'd be like, actually, no, Dengue was asked that. And yeah, pretty much all the, and pretty much when Dengue said that, pretty much all the other guys just slapped their hand, just pretty much did this. Pretty much just slapping their head. And just be like, idiot. And yeah. Halfway through the lessons, halfway through the school day, Nezu says, Suku Skywalker, please come to the office. Suku Skywalker, please come to the principal's office. And yeah. And pretty much everyone was like, ooh, you did something. And yeah, then Suku just calmly, and yeah, Suku just had Eri in his arms the whole time. And then Suku just calmly stand up and just walk towards the door. And yeah, he'd be like, I'll see you guys later. And he would go to Nezu's office. He would knock on the door. And yeah, Nezu would be like, yeah, come in. And yeah, Suku would come in and close the door with Eri still in his arms. And yeah, Nezu would be like, I got everything set up for you to be able to drop out. Oh, and Suku basically only told a few people about him dropping out, but he hasn't told them the reason why. And the people he's told are Aizawa, President Mike, Midnight, and that's pretty much it. Those three he's told, and that's pretty much it. Because those are the only three people he's gotten closest to in the school. Mine plus Nezu. And yeah, so we're just like, I'll tell the people that I've told about me wanting to drop out, that I'm able to drop out now. And yeah, they're like, alright then. And yeah, then she would just leave the office and go back to his classroom. And yeah, everybody like, so what happened? And yeah, she would like, nothing for you to know, but for Aizawa, he would use the slang language of ATDO, which Aizawa knows as able to drop out. Well, plus N for now. And yeah, so it just nodded head, but and yeah, then he would continue teaching. And yeah, then at the end of the school day, she would go to President Mike. Yeah. Sugu would just. And yeah, Sugu saw Midnight, President Mike, and Aizawa as siblings. He saw Aizawa as a sleepy type of brother that's also like that supports you. He saw President Mike as a loud type of brother that's make arguments, and he saw Midnight as a independent sister that will help her siblings and when they if they ask. And yeah, that is yeah. So and yeah, when Sugo does ask for help from her, she will help, and she always did. So yeah, Sugo does see those three as siblings. And then yeah, so later like at the end of the school day, she would just immediately walk out and go to President Mike and whisper in his ear that he's now able to drop out. And he will miss him very much so. And yeah, while he was walking out of the classroom, he whispered that to Aizawa. He whispered that he'll miss him very much so, as well. And yeah, Aizawa actually shed a little tear. Because yeah, those three also see Izuku as a younger brother. That is set on doing. That is, once he's set on to do something, he will do it until it's done. That's the type of little brother they see in Izuku. And also a wise and intelligent person. So yeah, and President Mike would just be like, and yeah, she would just hug for President Mike and Aizawa, he would hug them because yeah, they are siblings to him. And once he would get to Midnight, he would actually start shedding tears for the first time in years. Actually shed a tear the first time in years. So yeah, and that's when he got to that's when he started walking into Midnight's classroom. And yeah, Shugu would just like, and yeah, Shugu would just wipe that tear away and be like, huh, it's been years since I shed a tear. And he would actually say that out loud. And yeah, Midnight, and yeah, the other two kind of knew he hasn't shed a tear in a long time, but they didn't know how long. Pretty much all three of them knew that, but they didn't know how long. And yeah, Midnight is like a very worrisome type for Izuku. So yeah, and yeah, Midnight. Yeah, Midnight. When she heard that, she was like, Izuku, what's wrong? And like, he would just walk up to her and just be like, since no one's in the room, she would just say it. I'm finally able to drop out now. And yeah, it would have tears going down his face, like some tears going down his face. And yeah, then they would just hug each other, and she would just say, I always seen you as an older sister. Hold on, let me give it. Never, I always saw you as a sister, and yet this is the first time he actually used her name. So she would actually shed tears, and yeah, she'd be like, I'll miss you so much, Izuku, and yeah, she would like, I'll miss you too. excess, and yeah, she would actually shed even more tears because of this, and yeah, and Izuku, after a few minutes, would finally break the hug and yeah, Mary would be like, I hope I'll see you one day, and yeah, she like Izuku just like would just nod his head very slowly, and yeah, Aries still asleep, and yeah, Midnight would actually be the one to ask out of the three of them. It's like, who who is that one? And yeah, he like, this is Ari, my legal daughter. And yeah, she would just like, she would have a warm smile on her face and be like, I hope you raise her well. And yeah, she would just like, I hope so too. And yeah, and she would finally leave. Yeah, then then she would, once she got home, Ariel, and he placed her on the couch. Ariel like, Papa, and yeah, she would just turn around with his his since he cried very little tears, his eyes aren't gonna be puffy. So yeah, Harry like, why are you crying? And yeah, no, actually no, she wouldn't say that. She was like, Papa, what are you doing now? And yeah, she would just be like, Harry, that the school that I was in will not long ago to, little one. And yeah, she was like, okay, why? And yeah, she's like, I dropped out. And yeah, and then she would be a little bit sad, like, oh, I don't get to see people anymore. And yeah, she would like, you still see people, just not what yours to. And yeah, she's like, what do you mean? And yeah, then she would just tell her, Erie, there's more life forms than humans. And yeah, she'd be like, really? And yeah, she'd be like, yes. And if I'm correct, there's gonna be a way to get off our planet and to be able to see those other species. And yeah, she's like, ooh, and yeah, and she would just, and yeah, she'd be like, ooh, what are we gonna do? And yeah, she would just be like, I'm gonna, well, what I'm gonna do is raise you and teach you how to use your quirk and teach you how to use something else that you are able to use. And yeah, Ari just, and yeah, Ari would be a little bit happier because yeah, Suku called Ari's quirk a blessing. And yeah, Ari would just be like, okay, Papa, but what's the thing you wanted to teach me? And yeah, Suku would be like, there's something called the Force. And yeah, for the rest of that day, she would pretty much tell her what the Force is and what midichlorians are. And yeah, she would know what the Force is by the end of that day. And then for a month or two, Shuku and Eri would be walking to an area where he's pretty much having the Force guide him to a ship that has been long forgotten. But the Skywalker from the past that came to Earth brought this ship to just pretty much place this ship in a foreign location. So yeah, I'm gonna say a month later, Ori and Izuku finally get there, and yeah. And yeah, Izuku, and yeah, they took everything from the house that they need. Food, clothing, all of that. And yeah. And then once they left, Izuku pretty much crushed the house down with the Force. Because he doesn't want any traces of them being found. Because, yeah, the moment they try to, he will kill them because he does not want to be found by Earthlings. So, yeah, and yeah, Aries' last name, whatever her last name was before, it's now Skywalker. So, yeah. And remember, at this point, this is going to be like I'm gonna say 11 months before the Clone Wars actually started. Well, the movie Clone Wars actually started. So yeah. Sorry about that. Anyway, yeah. I'm gonna say 1 month later, Sugu found the ship. And the ship looks like. And it's a ship that they find. And I'm gonna say it's as big as a big lake. So yeah, it's kind of big. So yeah, and when Sugu lifts it up, and he's like, well, and yeah, Sugu's just using one hand, but he's on the ground, just standing, and yeah, she's like, whoa, that big, and yeah, she's like, yeah, and we'll be able to put the stuff in that ship and be able to possibly, and it will probably be asleep for a while. Because, yeah, Sugu, through his memories of Revan, knows that some ships can have, like, a hibernation pod. And, yeah, she's like, what do you mean, Papa? And I was like, some of these ships can have, like, something that can make you sleep for a long time but never age. And, yeah, she's like, cool. And, yeah, she was like, yes. And, yeah, like, and yeah, then he would place it right next to them and like, come on now, let's get in here. And yeah, he would pretty much use the force to make it so. I'm just gonna make it so this thing would only activate. This could only be activated by the Skywalker bloodline, which since Izuku's part of it, Izuku can use the force to activate it. So yeah, and it's also on voice command of the Skywalker bloodline. So yeah, Izuku would like, and he would read that notebook. And I'm gonna say it was a notebook that Izuku found out that that's someone in his family was called Skywalker, and it had the ship, the name of the ship, and yeah, so she would just say the name of it and say, blank ship activate. Then it would start turning on, and then it would say, open hatch. Yeah, then it would open that door that would flap down pretty much. Yeah, and Suku would, then it would open and Eri would just start going inside. And Suku, yeah. Then Suku, once he would walk inside, he would say, close hatch. And then the hatch would start closing once Izuku got inside it. And I'm gonna say there's like 4 rooms in that ship that you can sleep in. And use as bedrooms. So yeah. Izuku would put his stuff and Erin's stuff in it in 2 rooms. So he is in one room and Erin's in another. So Izuku, then Izuku would pilot this ship to, pretty much put it in order, just focus in the force and focus to where Anakin it would well, where's a Jedi temple would be at. And yeah. And he senses for, yeah, Revan would just be like, Izuku. Yeah, and yeah, they still have their conversations, but I haven't put it in the story because I didn't think it was needed. So yeah, he's like, Izuku. And yeah, he's like, yes, Revan. And he's like, send the coordinates to this planet. And yeah, Izuku was like, where's the coordinates of that planet? And yeah, he would pretty much give him the exact coordinates of it in space. And yeah, Izuku would put that in. And put autopilot. Because yeah, then throughout the months that this ship is going towards the planet that they're on, well, the main planet, or the planet that the Jedi Temple is on, that pretty much all the Jedis are at, Shuko and Eri would be having fun together, and also Shuko would be teaching her the ways of, well, his way of the Force. And yeah, he's somehow made it so her and his mind are connected, which means she can also talk to Revan. And yeah, Revan sees her as a granddaughter. So yeah. And yeah, every time there's in a mindscape, well, there's a shared mindscape, Shuku's, yeah, Eri would be having fun with her grandpa. Yeah, with Grandpa Revan. And yeah, we would be having fun with her. And yeah, both of them would be teaching her. But mainly Izuku would be teaching her. But the times that Izuku can't, for some reason, Revan is. Which is very rare for Izuku to be busy. And yeah, remember the droid, A4PO. Yeah, Izuku's working on that sometimes because he thinks that A4PO ain't completely finished in his mind. So yeah, Shuku would just be training and having, raising Eri throughout the months. Yeah, then we're gonna skip 3 months before the Clone Wars would start. And Shuku would be getting closer to the planet. Yeah. Eri is actually a pretty good apprentice. He's actually pretty good in the Force. She is, I was gonna say it. She is more clone. She is as good as right now. She is as good as Ahsoka Tano. Just saying it now. Well, no wait, no. She's as good as Suku when he was 9. Right now. So yeah, she is pretty good in the Force, in my opinion. So yeah, and they're like a month or 2 away from the planet, and then we skip one. Yeah, then 1 month in, they're like 1 month away, but then some asteroids go past them and they get sent off course. So they get set off course for a month. Then they get back on course, and yeah, then we get to the beginning of the movie, where Sue was just going towards this planet, which I cannot remember the name of it right now. So yeah, so it would just be going towards the planet with Ari, with Ari by his side, and yeah, Ari would by this time would also know about the Sith and Jedi. So yeah, and yeah, during those months, she would ask if they're Jedi or Sith, and yeah, she could just say, "We are neither. We are in between." And yeah, area, but oh, okay, and yeah, because Suku really hasn't thought a name, and yeah, oh, and Suku made Eri promise that, well, told Eri to never talk about Grandpa Revan in public, and yeah, she would ask why, and Suku would tell her that he was a Jedi that became a Sith and became a Jedi again, and the Jedi and the Sith were very bad people, so people might get scared, and yeah, she's like, okay, Papa, and yeah, then. When they're starting to get to the planet, the Padme is getting to the planet pretty much at the same time. And Suku's ship is a little bit damaged, but the droid that he has is like a mix of R2-D2 and C3PO. But it's all different from the C3PO. So yeah, Suku would just, and yeah. Yeah, once he got, I'm gonna say he's not far away from Padme's ship. And he senses a disturbance. And he's like, no. No, actually, he doesn't sense it immediately. He just can't sense it as soon as he lands. As soon as the big ship that people thought the princess would be in is gonna land. As soon as that lands, he's gonna feel all disturbance. And yet, he lands and he starts working out with Eri. And yeah, at this point, he's as lean as Bond and as tall as him. So yeah, and remember, his lightsaber looks like this and has the Ghostfire crystal inside. And he has two that can become a double-bladed lightsaber. Basically the one like Darth Maul's, but a Ghostfire crystal inside it. So he's far more deadly. Yes. And yeah, he can pretty much be in it. He's close to his full potential, but not there yet. He's not there yet. But once he gets there, he'll literally be one with the Force. He will be the entity, the true entity of the Force, the balancer of the Force. And yeah, as soon as Suku, well, yeah, the prophecy was a chosen one, so instead of the chosen one, because yeah, and Anakin wasn't born from Sashi's, and pretty much Suku was born the same way Anakin was, but Sashi and Inko thought that, yeah, that that Sashi was the birth father of the real father of Suku, so they couldn't figure out. Yeah, Suku is technically a chosen one, like Anakin. So, yeah, and once he sees the other ship land, he feels a disturbance, and he's like, and he starts to continue walking because he doesn't know where the disturbance is at. He sees the ship explode. And yeah, both Eri and him are wearing robes like this. He was wearing like dark green robes while she's wearing brown, a brown version of it. Yeah, so she was wearing a dark green version, and while Erin's wearing a gray version of it. Yeah, gray. So pretty much exactly how it looks like right here, but a little bit different. So yeah, both of them are wearing stuff like that. And yeah, and both Izuku and Eri would just run over there. And they would ask what happened. No, actually, they were just. Yeah, Izuku just. Both Eri and Izuku. Yeah, Izuku and Eri would just run over there. Kind of run towards the ship. Like, just got exploded. And as the girl that ran towards the so-called queen of Naboo and asked what happened, what she think happened, and yeah, well, what in the bloody world happened, and yeah, Padme would just say what she thinks happened, well, what she is absolutely sure what happened, that someone was trying to kill the princess of Naboo, and yeah, Suku knows all the planets because, like I say, Revan traveled all around this galaxy. So yeah, Suku would just like, I see. Yeah, and yeah, Suku would just kindly ask for her name, and yeah, she was like, Padme, yours? And yeah, you're like, Suku. My last name, you will learn of later on. And yeah, Suku just like, he would just ask if she would need if she would need more. He would say that he feels like he would say this, with the actions that happened today, I believe you would need more protection. Just in case they actually find out when we actually go for you next. And yeah, she would like, yeah, more more people could help. And then a few minutes later, we would see Mace Windu, Yoda, and the other Jedi that were there, talking to. Hold on. We would cut to the Jedi talking to Palpatine, the pretty much the person that I think right now would be leading the Republic. And Palpatine would ask Yoda if he see this going to war, and yeah, pretty much. Hold on. Yoda would say, the dark side clouds everything. To see the future is impossible. And yeah, then in transmission, it comes through to say that the princess is, the person that came here. Wait, hold on. Yeah, then we would see a hologram of someone. And this person would say, the lawyer has arrived, Your Honor. And Palpatine would say, alright, allow them in. And then they would come in, and Palpatine would see two other people. Yeah, pretty much. Hold on. Yeah, and the moment Yoda would turn around, he would see Padme, all those people, and then right next to Padme, pretty much just one person smaller than her, but one person way taller than her, right next, like a small person right next, like Padme right next, like a big person, clothed in a cloak, right next to Padme, and a little person right next to the clouded person. And yeah, Yoda would be asking, who this one, I ask. And yeah, and Suku would, give me a second. Question about Yoda saying that, Suku in an area would just be apparently just standing right behind her, making sure nothing happens. And yeah, Yoda would be curious because yeah, both of them are Suku is concealing his ability to use the Force, but Eri really can't right now. So yeah, but it's she has barely enough connection to the Force for anyone to be able to sense it. So yeah, they would say the same stuff, and yeah, when Suku and Eri are hearing these things, Suku would be getting a little bit irritated. But when he heard Obi-Wan, he felt slight happiness. Because the moment he heard that, he felt like someone that he knew, or his blood. Well, actually, no, he wouldn't feel happiness for that because he doesn't know who he is yet. but he'll figure it out almost immediately once he sees him. So Shuku would be with Padme, would be at that chamber where they were at, where Anakin and Obi-Wan met Padme after 10 years. So and Shuku would just be near her, just in that chamber to make sure that she is protected at all times, because he wants to make sure there's balance in both in his mind. The universe needs to be balanced, no matter the cost. Well, actually no, the universe needs to be balanced. So then once he was in the after a little while, he was in the chamber with Padme and the other people. Shuku felt emotion from someone else, which he immediately saw as Anakin's of emotions of testing it. Pretty much emotions that are connected to tightening up. So basically, I think one of those emotions is nervousness. So Zuko would feel Anakin being nervous, and Zuko would connect the dots, and Padme must have been someone that Anakin. Zuko just see this as his mind, and this would be in the connected mind where Revan, Ari, and Izuku are connected to. And he would think in that one, Anakin. Actually, no, he would say in his own mind, because there's a shared mind and his own mind. So he would think in his mind, Anakin, Padme must be someone that Anakin hasn't seen in years. And so Zuko under his hood would be smiling a little, because he's technically helping protect someone that Anakin hasn't seen in a long time. And once Anakin got up there, so the moment Anakin and Obi-Wan are at the top where Padme and the rest are at, Jar Jar would say the same thing, and once he said it, Zuko and Ari were just leaning against one of the pillars in the room, and actually no, Ari would be pretty much literally right in front of Zuko. Zuko would be a little bit far, one of the corners, just watching Padme to make sure she's safe, and just holding on to Ari's shoulders. Obi-Wan, Anakin would slightly feel someone that he should know, and he would be confused by that. And Anakin, actually no, Anakin wouldn't feel that yet, because Zuko not allow him to figure that out immediately. So the scene that would happen, then as soon as Padme left the room, Zuko just finally let Anakin feel emotion that isn't his, and Anakin would search the room a little bit, and Obi-Wan would be like, Anakin, and Zuko would just apologies. But apologies for that, Anakin. I'm letting my emotions, I'm allowing my emotions to be revealed. And yeah, Obi-Wan would be like, who are you? And yeah, Zuko would be like, someone that has been here for a while. And I'm surprised you haven't seen me yet. Yeah, and Zuko would finally reveal his face, with Airi doing the same thing. Actually, no, she won't do it yet. Because Izuku would tell her through the shaman, don't do it yet. And yeah, she would nod her head slowly. And yeah. Obi-Wan would, like, again, who are you? And yeah. Izuku would just say, I am Izuku. Izuku, with a tiny smirk on his face, Skywalker. Yeah. Anakin would be like, wait, that's my last name. And yeah. Izuku would be like, I know it is. And just for you to know, you have more family than you knew. Anakin. Yeah. Anakin would just be like, who are you to me then? And yeah, he'd be like, I am your cousin. And I come from a very far away planet, which isn't known to this galaxy. And yeah. Obi-Wan would actually be a little bit... Yeah, and Sugu would just be like, Obi-Wan, I hope you've been teaching him well. Yeah, and Obi-Wan was about to say something, but then Sugu would like... Yeah, then Sugu would just move his cloak a little bit and show his lightsabers. And yeah, Obi-Wan immediately just nod his head. Yeah, to like, good. It's good to see that my cousin has gotten at least a master. And yeah. And Obi-Wan would just like, yeah, and she would just like, since I no longer need this, I may as well take it off. And yeah, he would completely take it off. And use the Force to make it as small as possible. And it became crazy small. And then he would use the Force to pull out a tiny box and then open it and put the cloth in there. And close it and put it away. And yeah, and Anakin and Obi-Wan would see Suka's outfit. And yeah, that hood is down. The rest of it, yeah, it's still there. And yeah, they would be like, are you a Jedi? And yeah, he'd be like, no, I am not. And yeah, then they would quickly ask, are you a Sith? Yeah, it's like, no, I am not. I am both, and I am neither. Actually, no, he was like, I am neither of them. But some of my ideals are like your Jedi organization. And yeah. Now, Zuko just like, now, me and my apprentice will be helping you protect this Padme. Which I see that my cousin wants to help her as much as possible. And yeah, Anakin, actually Obi-Wan just like, how? And Izuku was just like, let's just say, I'm trained enough into the Force where I can sense anyone. No, he was like, I have a special ability that I've been given, that I've been blessed by the Force, that allows me to feel all emotions of Anakin's, all of Anakin's emotions, and anyone I love. And yeah. Suku. Again. So we're just like, now, give me a second. And yeah, then once she was finished saying that, it's like, now, onto what Anakin was what Obi-Wan was possibly gonna say. Let's check the security cameras to make sure nothing goes wrong. Yeah, they would check the security cameras, and yeah, then later, they would all, and yeah, Ari would still have her cloak on. And Obi-Wan would say the same thing that he would have said. Let's continue. Okay, yeah, and then when I come back from the checking the camera, yeah, Obi-Wan would say the same thing. Then a little bit later, Anakin would be saying that stuff, and yeah, when Obi-Wan says your feelings betray you, and your mind betrays you, and the thoughts betray you, la la la, Suki would just like, the Jedi have fallen indeed. Because yeah, if I remember correctly, Revan was from a time when the Jedi didn't think like that. If I'm wrong, please tell me. So yeah, Suku would, yeah, and yeah, the moment Suku heard that droid, so yeah, the moment he heard R2 start, the moment he felt R2 turn on, he immediately checked if there was any more life forms than just one in there, and he felt 3, so he immediately ran in there, and yeah, and we went and the rest of them ran right after him, which was Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Ari Skywalker. And yeah, Suku would find the things and kill them. Would find those two weird insects and kill them. Then Suku would immediately see that droid. Yeah. Before, yeah. And Obi-Wan still did the same thing. And yeah, then Suku would just be like, yeah, then Suku would just tap, yeah, then he would just tap an earpiece he had in his ear. And he would tap it and be like, and give me a second. The name of this starfighter is called Galaxy Speeder. Yeah, so he would say, Galaxy Speeder, open open door number 3. And that door would have the fastest car in existence. Especially all the 11 trading cards in Star Wars, yeah, it would have a very fast, it would have the fastest version of that in there. And yeah, Anakin would be very confused because he doesn't know what he's doing, but Eric does know. And then a few seconds later, this car had like 4 seats in it. So the moment, when they got to that parking lot thing, the car was already there, and Izuku would just jump in it and everywhere as well, and we just like, Anakin, hop in, and yeah, Anakin would, and yeah, Anakin would just be like, how fast is this? And you're like, fastest one, and yeah, and he would have seatbelts, and like, drop in, and yeah, and Anakin would be like, what? And yeah, he's like, what? You see that? You see that thing right beside you? Put that on, and yeah, Anakin would be like, okay, because yeah, I'm gonna say that there are seatbelts in this, so in the Star Wars series, so yeah, Anakin would put the seatbelt on immediately, and yeah, Anakin would as well, and Izuku would have the seatbelt on as well. So yeah, and then Izuku would just be like, all right, hold on. All right, he would just. And he would just say, speeder, power on. And yeah, then the speeder would power on, and then he'd like, then he would start the engine, and then he would like, and he would just go full speed. He would just go half its speed, which is as fast as Anakin's speeder in the first in episode 1. So yeah, that's how fast it is at half its speed. So he'll just use half its speed and just go straight. Just use the force to search for Obi-Wan's emotions. Pretty much all positive emotions. So yeah, he would be just tracking Obi-Wan like that. Yeah, then. And Izuku would get to Obi-Wan a lot, like 10 seconds faster. No, 5 seconds faster. Yeah. So yeah, when Obi-Wan's falling, Izuku would just go straight under him and just be waiting a little bit, and then Obi-Wan would just, what took you guys so long? No, what took you guys so long? And yeah, Izuku would just be like, we had then Izuku would just turn around and say, we had a little bit of trouble with traffic. Anyway, hold on. And you may want to put that seatbelt on, and yeah, Obi-Wan would just be like, okay, and yeah, Obi-Wan would put it on, and yeah, Izuku would go half the speed, and just, yeah, it would be as fast as that speeder. Yeah, Obi-Wan would just be like, wait a minute, Anakin, ain't this as fast as your speeder from those 10 years ago? And yeah, Anakin would actually think it for a little bit and be like, oh yeah, Anakin would actually ask, hey, Izuku, Izuku, is this as fast as you can go? Izuku was like, no, you can go twice as fast. And yeah, Anakin just like, well, what are you waiting for? Do it. And he was like, all right, if you ask for it, you ask for it. Just don't blame me if you get nauseous. And yeah, they're like, what? And yeah, then she would just be like, Ari, please, make sure you don't get nauseous. And yeah, she would nod her head real quick, and yeah, then she would just be like, speeder, full power. And yeah, then, boom, it would just go straight, and she would get to the speeder twice as fast. will get to the person twice as fast. And yeah, Izuku would just like, yeah, then once he got right above the other person, yeah, Izuku took the same route Anakin did. Then once he got to that same position, Izuku just like, Anakin, get ready to take the wheel. And yeah, Anakin like, what? And yeah, then before Anakin could even say what, Izuku would just quickly unbelt and just just jump down. And yeah, Obi-Wan just like, did he do what you were about to do? Yeah, and I go like, yep, and I can realize why Izuku said that, and like, oh shit, and he would quickly unbuckle, get to the driver's seat, and just buckle back in, and make sure it stays still, and yeah, Obi-Wan and Anakin would just look at the little girl, the little person, and be like, does he do this often? And yeah, she would just nod her head, and like, looks like he's like you, Anakin. And yeah, Anakin like, well, technically he is my cousin, and yeah, Obi-Wan would just like, and that would make sense. And yeah, then now we skip to Izuku, just pretty much 5 seconds, like it's like 1 second, like it's literally 1 second before we've been at yeah. She was just waiting for the ship. Then Izuku sees it. Well, see the thing that the person's in, the translator's in, and she was just like, found you. And he would just go straight towards it and just like, just make his hand into a sword position and just like, nah, and he pretty much just dive his hand into the winch, pretty much, and onto the top of it, and just grab the railing part of it. And then the changeling tries to shoot his hand, but then it will immediately just spin it. Just immediately spin the aircraft, and it would just start falling down, and she would just pretty much use his hand to just stay on. Yeah, then she would just grab onto the part where Anakin did earlier. Well done. And just hold on to that so he would stay on it. Then we land in the same spot, and before it would get hit one of the wall, hit a wall, she would just do a backflip and just land down. And yeah, then she would just immediately just go after the changeling. And it would go into that gaming area, that place in, Anakin, Obi-Wan, and the area would get to him, and she would like, damn it, she got in there. Her sit down on his breath, and and he knows that she's a changeling. So and Obi-Wan would like, that was reckless. She's like, but it gets the job done. But what the Jedi probably would do. And here's some information you two will want. It's a changeling that's a she. And they're like, that's good information. And they would start charging, and Sugar and Ariel just being near Obi, and Zuko would just be . Suku and Eri would be pretty much just right next to Obi-Wan with Anakin by himself. So yeah, and yeah. Then the moment Suku felt the person right near them, Suku just was like, nope, and just use the force. Just immediately just turn around as fast as possible and just use the force to hold her in the air. And yeah. And just crush her arm a little. And yeah, she's like, yeah. And yeah, then. And yeah, everybody would just, but Anakin would just be like, alright, calm down, this is Jedi business. And yeah, it would all calm down. And yeah, the same thing would happen. And then yeah, then they would go to the Jedi Temple. Yeah, Suku and Eri would be following Obi-Wan and Anakin because yeah. Anyone that tries to stop them, Anakin. Well, yeah, no one would stop them because it's a place for people to come in and out, pretty much. So yeah, she would just be following. Sugan and Eri would be following Obi-Wan and Anakin. Yeah, then once they got to the chambers of the council, yeah, the council of the Jedi. Right before they get to the door, well, while they're I believe there's an elevator to get to there, so Suku would just, Suku just like, hey, right? You can now take off your cloak. Yeah, then Eri would slowly take off her cloak. Starting with her hood. Yeah. Eri and Obi-Wan would see a horn. Pretty much a small. No, I'm gonna say a little bit bigger than this. So yeah, a horn that is a little bit bigger than this in her white hair. With this type of outfit on. But with no lightsaber yet. Because she won't get that until a later date. So yeah. Obi-Wan was just like, Yeah. It would be weirded out, but they wouldn't ask questions about that, so yeah. And Obi-Wan would ask, Suku, when did you take this one in as your apprentice? And yeah, Suku would just say, the moment I left the planet that I was raised on, which I believe was months ago. And yeah, and she would just say, and to my surprise, she's a prodigy. She's gotten to the point I was when I was 9. And yeah, Obi-Wan and Anakin would actually be surprised. And Anakin would ask, when did you start your training? And yeah, she would just say, I started my training when I was 6. A little bit, maybe a little bit younger than you did, but nonetheless, I started around. I started when I was 6, and yeah, I mean, yeah, Anakin and Obi-Wan would be kind of surprised because yeah, this little girl is a prodigy, and it only gotten to that point, to Suku's point when he was 9 in a few months, and yeah, once they got to the top of the elevator to right in front of the console room, and yeah, Suku would just use the force and make the cloak as small as possible, and he'll put it in that box, and yeah. Yeah, then Suku's just, and yes, he also does have the Ghostfire crystal diamond shape, the diamond-sized Ghostfire crystal. He still has it, which can become like a few crystals to use as a lightsaber source. So yeah, and he still has it, but just in a ship where only he can activate it, or pretty much only his bloodline can activate, so no one else can literally get into it. Not even Anakin, because yeah, they are cousins, not brothers. If they were brothers, then Anakin could do it, but no, they are cousins. So yeah, Sugu would just, yeah. Once they get to the console room, the Jedi that are in the council would, as soon as they see Izuku and Eri, they would immediately ask, "Who are you two?" And yeah, Izuku would just be like, yeah, Izuku would just bow, just go on night, just bow and just be like, "Hello, Jedi at the council. I am Izuku Skywalker, and this is my apprentice, Eri." And I am the hooded person in Master Yoda. I am the one you saw. I am the one. We are the ones that you saw earlier cloaked. And yeah, Yoda was like, you are the ones we saw. And yeah, Zuko was like, indeed. And I have been just helping them with the assignment you put upon them. And yeah, they like, yeah, Yoda would be like, thank you. And yeah, she would just, my pleasure. Yeah, then she would just apologize, and yeah, then she would just step back with Aries stepping back as well. Which, yeah, since Aries not used to a lot of people still, she will hide behind Izuku's leg. And yeah. Eri, yeah, and yeah, so Yoda would say the same. Yeah, the council would say the same thing, and yeah, Zuko when he heard that he is also gonna be when the yeah, so when they say that Anakin is gonna bring Padme back to her to Naboo, Zuko just like yeah, Zuko just not just like that makes sense, and he would just walk back to the elevator right beside it and just wait for Anakin and Obi-Wan. And yeah, then they go down and they separate. And before all of them separated, Zuko would just say, yeah, before Anakin, well, Obi-Wan and Zuko separated from the before Zuko separated from the rest, well, from Obi-Wan because he was still before Anakin and Izuku separated from Obi-Wan, she would just say, Obi-Wan, your your apprentice and my cousin is overestimating his abilities. He needs to learn that he still has training that he has not perfected his that he's not gotten to his full potential. And yeah, then it should we leave. And yeah, Obi-Wan actually say that. And yeah, that Sugar just leave with Anakin, with Aaron following him as well. And that's where I end it off for now. Anyway, if you like this, like, subscribe, and comment for more. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Adios.